Hello again, everyone. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use Neuroart to start your own personal change process. Okay, hello again, everyone. So this is just a paperweight that I'm using. I'm asking food as a paperweight because I have a fan blowing in my face because it's over 31 degrees Celsius right now, 31.7 according to my thermometer here. So for those of you who are living in the Western Hemisphere, wherever you are, if you're not near the equator, it's heat wave, all right? So it's even worse in the daytime. So I'm not going to talk about that, but if you see this paper flying like that, it's because there's a fan blowing. Okay, so in any case, we're going to start. This is a art marker. I'm going to use this because it's more visible for all of you on camera. Okay, and you can even use a broad marker. So this has a two tip, this has a fine nib and a broad tip. So they're going to see me using this. So in place of this, you can use any marker you want, or even the Uniball Air micro pen or rollerball, if you want to call it. Okay, this is one of my favorite pens. They're really smooth to draw with. But in any case, okay, so I'm gonna need a pencil, but I cannot use a pencil on camera because you are not going to be able to see it. So in place of a pencil, you are going to see me use a green marker. Okay, I use this marker as a fixation and few lines, for drawing fixation and few lines. So today I'm using a green marker as pencil. So if you see green color marker, it's pencil line. Okay, green marker equals pencil line. All right, so first off, we're going to start off with drawing a line. So this line is going to represent your timeline. So it could, for me, it's left to right. Left being earliest, right being later. Okay. Now, you can draw the timeline in any way that you want because it's your perception. It could be up and down, up meaning later and down meaning earlier. So like you can draw the timeline this way, and this means earlier and this means later, or you can draw it from right to left because right meaning earlier, left meaning later. So that is your timeline. So your timeline is whichever way you perceive the flow of time on the piece of paper. Okay, for me it's left to right. For you, it's any way you perceive it. Okay, so I'm going to use a broad marker so you can see better. Now you don't actually have to use the broad nib. Okay, so I'm just using it for this purpose, that's all. So I'm going to draw the timeline diagonally. You see, it has to be a neuro line. Okay, it can be don't draw the neural line too curly, as in, you don't want to go weave in and out too much meandering. Like this is okay. All right, so okay, let me give you an example of what kind of neural lines to avoid. Okay, so you don't want neural lines that go this way for your timeline. Okay, this is bad. Okay, and your neural line shouldn't be like that. I mean, it should be more or less straight. Okay, this is fine, but not this. No, this is okay. All right. So you want your timeline to be a neural line and it's more or less straight. All right. So what we're going to do is, on this timeline, on the final bit here is going to be your goal. Okay, your endpoint. So you can draw a circle there. Okay, any size that you want. You can draw a star there if you want. But if you draw a star there, you gotta remember to round everything, or you can draw this kind of star. Okay, that's up to you. So you can draw a star there, and then you have to round it, and then you have to, what you need to do with all the corners and everything. Okay, now, or it's just a circle, that's up to you. But I'm going to use another piece because this is kind of dirtied up now. So I have a piece of thick paper as backing here. Okay, let me draw the timeline again. Okay, now I'm going to draw a circle as my goal. Alright, so I'm going to put goal here. And then obviously you have to do your roundings here. Okay, you can do it now, or you can do it later, that's up to you. Okay, so this is your goal. That means this is, now we're talking about changes. So this will be your replacement for what you want to change. Could be drinking more tea instead of coffee. Okay, you've already defined what the change is that you want to make, and then you have to have a replacement for that change. So this is the replacement for the change. Now, draw yourself somewhere along this timeline. Where do you feel you are? So let's say here I feel like I am right here. Okay, and then write your name. There, and then of course you got to do your roundings again. You can do it now, you do it later, that's up to you. Now, You need a pencil. Okay, pencil, remember. You draw a dotted circle of the habit that you want to change, or the thing that you want to change. Between this point here and you, where is that thing that you want to change? Okay, could be here, could be here. Let's say I'll draw it somewhere here. Use dotted circle. Okay. All right, and then make sure you label it. Okay, don't have to do your rounding on this circle. You don't have to do that. Okay, now I'm going to use a fine point this time because it's too much things going on. So draw a circle somewhere along this line and name it something that you can do to reach this goal here. Okay, at least one. Then of course you got to do your rounding. I'm just going to do some simple rounding. Okay, now next you want to draw another circle. And see if you can think of something else that you can do to reach your goal. Okay? So you're gonna have as many circles as you have ideas of how you can reach this goal, what you can do to reach this goal. You can have as many circles as you can fit in here, or even more. Okay? Or what you can do to reach your goal. Write them down. And if it doesn't fit here, you can code it and edit the back. Okay? So I'm going to just do a few more circles here just to show you how it's going to look like. Okay, you can even do it here like that. Okay, and then you have to do the rounding. So I'm not going to do the rounding anymore. Do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. As long as they're all connected, that's fine. So each circle is something that you can do to help you reach the goal. Alright? Now, the next step is you are going to draw what you can tap on. What are the resources that you can tap on to help you reach the goal? Okay, so let's say for one, I'm going to draw a huge circle here and call it universe. Okay, and then of course I got to connect it. Okay, and then you can have ones that say, you know, like example, family, friends. Okay, You can have ones that, let's say, like people you haven't met yet. Okay, you can have angels, vision, whatever. Okay, your resources. Okay, I'm just gonna call it R1, R2, and all that. Okay, and then you got to do your roundings. So how do we connect all this? What we're gonna do is we're gonna draw neural lines across here to your end goal. Okay, so like that. Okay, so now you want to draw as many lines as you can to try and make this disappear. Okay, of course this means you'll be doing a lot of roundings. All right. So this is draw as many neural lines as you can to reach your goal. Pass through the thing that you want to change to reach your goal. Okay. What do you do with coloring? Now you can, before you start off drawing this, you could color your background the way you want it first, so it makes life easier for you. You can use watercolor or whatever you want, and then it's your marker. After it's completely dry, you start doing this exercise. Okay, so this is the end of first exercise. Now we come to exercise number 2. So exercise number 2 to be done on a separate day from exercise number 1, which basically means it's your next session. Okay? You're not supposed to do both drawings in one session. So do this in a separate session, like the next day or the day after or whatever. Just don't wait too long. Okay? Okay, so the next session here, we're gonna do a neural tree. Right? But it has something different. It's a neural tree, but there's a little bit of a difference to it. So you will see. Okay? Now, as usual with neural tree, we draw a guideline, or at least that's what I tend to do, and then you can adjust it later. Okay, so with this neuro tree, first, again, in the center of the trunk, you want to draw a circle that represents yourself. It doesn't have to be the absolute center, as long as it's kind of like the center of trunk. Okay, I'm just gonna put my initials there. Okay, don't bother about balancing everything right now, because there's one more thing you need to draw. Okay, so the first thing you need to draw is your goal. So your goal needs to be kind of big here. You can draw your star if you want, but I'm going to draw a circle here. Okay, I'm going to make, you need to make this bigger. Okay, this is your goal. And that's the big difference between this neuro tree and the rest of the neuro tree. Okay, now if you want to put a star inside here, that's fine, but you know what that represents. So if you're against that, it's up to you. It's individual preference. Okay, and then you got to round it, obviously. Or if you don't want, that's fine. Okay, but that's your goal. You got to round all the corners. And then at the bottom here, it's all your resources again. So you have your circles to represent your resources. Okay. However many resources you have here in the first exercise, it's however many you will need here, okay? Or more. You shouldn't have less, but you can have more. And you can have unnamed, unlabeled resources as well, okay? Now, of course, you got to do the roundings, but I'm not going to do it here. So, and then here on the trunk, you're going to draw for each method of attaining your goal. You want to draw one circle like you have here, okay? From your first exercise, for each way you have thought of to help you achieve your goal, you want to draw one circle for it. Now in this case here, you can have more. You can even have unlabeled one, that's fine. So I'm just going to draw some circle here, draw some circles here as representation for what we drew here. Okay, not completely, but you get the idea. Okay. Right? You can even do this and this. Okay. Just to give you an idea of what you can do. Try not to cross over your goal. Right, and it can come down here as well. All right, something like that. Can be big, can be tiny. Okay. So with this goal, so you have all these resources to help you use your methods to achieve your goal. Now, think about what are the fruits that you will get when you achieve your goal. Okay, so again, I'm going to draw some circles to represent fruits. It can be a big one because I have a really big fruit, big resource down there. It can be tiny. Average size. Okay. So try and label the fruits, and you can have unlabeled fruits as well. Alright. So next, we start drawing the neural lines that make up the rest of the tree. Alright. So again, remember, neural lines for neural tree is from bottom all the way up. And your neural lines must cross every single circle. Again, the more neural lines you draw, the better. And like usual, you can have thin lines and you can have thick lines. Okay, so I'm not going to go into the intricacies of drawing a neural tree because I'm assuming that you already know how to draw a neural tree. So this is your neural tree or changes. Okay, of course you got to do the roundings, 70% roundings, remember. All right, so this is the end of exercise 2. Okay, so this is the third and the last exercise for changes, making an appointment with changes. So the way we're gonna do this is very simple. This was an algorithm that was gifted to everyone by one of my teachers when I was doing Neurographica. So I'm applying it in this aspect here. Okay, so first we want to draw a circle using pencil, a dotted circle, a small circle, not a big one, a small one. Okay, representing the thing that you want to change. Okay, so you draw a circle somewhere here. You kind of split the page into two, right? And then you draw the circle somewhere close to the middle of the second half of this paper. And then you draw another circle. You draw another circle that represents you bigger than this circle and slightly higher. Okay, so something like that. Okay, and then you need to label this with your name. All right, so this is bigger, definitely way bigger than this one. Okay, now you can put resources here if you want. Okay, up to you. Okay, I'm just going to draw a few circles there to represent resources in case you want to put resources there. All right, now again, your goal is to dissolve this. So you're going to draw neural lines passing through you and passing through this thing across like that. Okay, I'm going to draw the neural lines really fast, so they're not actually like real technically correct neural lines, so they're more like just squiggly lines because I'm recording here and I don't want to stretch this recording out for too long. Okay, so basically you want to draw neural lines until this looks like it's dissolved. Okay, now remember, this is in pencil. All right, so in place of this, now you want to draw another circle. That is your replacement. What you want to change. Okay, so if it's like drinking tea instead of coffee, like I used the example earlier. Okay, drinking coffee is what you want to change, and drinking more tea is the replacement habit. All right, now once you're done doing this, you want to, and then okay, from here you can also put some fruits here if you want. Okay, I'm just going to draw a few circles there to represent the fruits. All right, and then I'm going to draw a kind of like a neural tree across all this. Okay, so don't worry if it's not balanced, but change. Okay, so and then after that you do the coloring of this. Okay, the coloring follows the neurographical rules of coloring, 3 or 4 colors maximum, and no mosaic. Oh, another additional thing that you could possibly consider is maybe you want to draw a little spiral here call it the universe. Okay, and then in color raise out. Okay, color, not draw. Stretching out. Okay, so that's an optional thing. You can or you don't have to do it. All right, so that is the third and the last exercise for this video.